Hello students, welcome to my video on basics of C programming. Before learning actual C programming, let us have the knowledge of the basics concepts. Character set of a C. So whenever you are writing a C program, you require certain set of characters. So characters that can be used to form words, numbers or expressions in a C program called as character set. There are four categories of characters in C. First category is letters, in which you can use uppercase and lowercase letters. Second category digits, there are 10 digits 0 to 9. Third category is special characters. These are the characters which are other than letters and digits, such as arithmetic symbols, plus, minus, asterisk, slash, then percentage symbol, less than, greater than, equal to, certain punctuation symbols, dot, comma, semicolon, colon, single quote, double quote, exclamation mark, question mark, backtick, etc. Certain brackets, parenthesis, square bracket or braces. Other symbols such as @ hash, dollar, circumflex, ampersand, underscore, vertical bar, slash and tilde character. The fourth category is white spaces, which is nothing but the blank space or a new line character or a tab character. So these are the four categories of a character set, and whenever you are writing a C program, you have to use all these characters. So remember one thing, that the C language is a case sensitive language, and means whenever you are using letters or alphabets, the small letters are not equal to the capital letters, and the C compiler considers these lowercase and uppercase letters as different. These are some special characters. The names may not be known to you, that colon and semicolon. Then the second one is these are called as single quotes. Then these are double quotes. Then this is backtick, which is opposite to single quote. Then these are called as a parenthesis. Then this is opening brace. This is closing brace. Then the pair is called as braces. So generally we are calling it as a curly brackets, but in C language they are called as braces. Here this minus symbol or dash or hyphen, and in front of that, opposite to side, this is underscore symbol, and you can look you can see the difference between minus and underscore. Then above this @, then hash, dollar, circumflex, or it is called as a caret symbol. Then this is ampersand symbol. Generally we are calling it as and, but the complete name is ampersand. Then this is a vertical bar or the pipe symbol. Then this is backslash, tilde character, and I already explained the underscore. So these are some of the useful special characters which are coming across the C program. Now let us see the various tokens of C. So token is nothing but the smallest element of a program that is meaningful to the compiler. So small elements, basic elements we are going to use. Which are those tokens? Let us see. The first token is keywords, second identifiers, third constants, strings, operators, and special symbols. So if you take any C program, you will find these elements in the C program, that is keywords, identifiers, constants, strings, operators, and special symbols. So let us see one by one in details. First of all, the token number one is keywords. A keyword is a predefined or a reserved word in C with a fixed meaning. So there are certain words, standard words, which are already defined as a part of C language, and they are reserved for specific purpose. You cannot use it for another purpose. So such like this, there are such type of keywords. There are 32 keywords, and all are in lowercase. So this is a list of various keywords, and they are alphabetically arranged. For example, auto, break, char, do, else, double, float, go to, register, int, void, volatile, while, struct, switch, sort, return, etc. So all these are the keywords, and this out of this, the red color marked keywords are generally, these are the data types which are used for the data types, and like this, all these keywords are defined for specific fixed meaning, and they are used for specific purpose only, and you cannot use these keywords for another purpose. Then the identifiers. Identifier is nothing but it is a name given to the element of a C program, such as variable, array, function, structure, pointer, etc. So whenever you are writing a C program, you will come across the variables or arrays, functions, structures, pointers, unions, etc. These are the entities you will use in your C program, and these entities will be identified with certain name, and that name is nothing but the identifier, which is nothing but that name is acting as identification for this variable, array, function, structure, pointer, union. So like this, there will be the variable name, array name, function name, structure name, pointer name, union name, etc. And these names are nothing but identifiers. So whenever you are using or giving name for variable, array, function, etc., you have to follow certain rules. So let us see which are the various rules for identifier. The first rule is valid characters are letters, digits and underscore symbol only. So you cannot use any other characters that we have seen in the character set in the first slide, and only letters means alphabets A to Z, that is small and capital, digits 0 to 9 and underscore, that is this is the only special character allowed for identifier, that is for a name. Now in that identifier, that is a name, you should use first character compulsorily as a letter or underscore. You cannot use digit as a first character in your identifier. Third rule is identifier cannot be a keyword. So just we have seen that keywords are reserved words, they are defined for special purpose. You cannot use it for another purpose. So here is the rule, that is you cannot use all these keywords for identifier. So whenever you are choosing keyword as an identifier, compiler will definitely give you the error. And the last rule is the maximum length can be up to 31 characters. So these are the 4 rules you have to follow whenever you are building or defining a identifier. Let us look at some examples whether these identifiers are valid or invalid identifiers. First is count. So all characters are valid. Roll underscore no, valid characters. Enroll dash no, so here dash is not allowed, that's why it is invalid identifier. Anti-space rate, space is not allowed, it is invalid. Subject to, it is valid. While is a keyword, so hence it is not valid. Sum allowed, it is valid identifier. No1 ampersand no2, ampersand is the invalid character, that's why it is invalid identifier. Underscore name, so you may start your identifier with underscore as a first character, so it is a valid identifier. 5 books, so 5 is the first character which is digit, which is against the rule, and that's why it is invalid. So like this, whenever you are defining your variable name, array name, function name, etc., you should be careful about these 4 rules and use the valid identifiers only. Next token, that is constant. Constant is nothing but a value that does not change throughout the program, that is it is a fixed value. There are 2 types of constants, numeric constant and character constant. Under numeric constant there are again 2 constants, integer constant, real constant, and under character constant and string constant. So basically there are 4 types of constants, that is integer constant, real constant, character constant and string constant. Let us see one by one. The first is integer constant, which is nothing but the whole number without fraction, that is without decimal point. There are 3 types of integer constants: decimal integers, which are having decimal numbers 0 to 9. Then octal integers, these are octal numbers, that is digits are 0 to 7 and they are beginning with 0, and after that any digits between 0 to 7. Hexadecimal integers, these are the hexadecimal numbers, and the 16 digits are there 0 to 9, and the A to F alphabets in small or capital letters, and these constants begin with 0x followed by any digits between this 0 to 9 and A to F. So some examples are given, and all these are considered as integer constant in C. Second type of constant is real constant, which are also known as floating point constant. It is the whole number with fractional part with decimal point. So the floating point constant, that is the decimal numbers with a decimal point and fractional part. For example, 55.00, 98.6 and so on, these are the floating point constants. And another type of notation is there, that is scientific notation, which is floating point with exponent part. So exponent part is indicated using E symbol and E letter 3.4 E plus 005. or 0.56 small e minus 0042. So this is the scientific notation or exponential notation. What is this? This is the first number is nothing but 3.4 into 10 raised to 5, and the second number is 0.56 into 10 raised to minus 2. So in C, such type of notation is used whenever you want to use this 10 raised to some index value, then you have to use E as an index or exponent part. The third type of constant is character constant, that is any single character enclosed within a single quotes is known as character constant. You take any single character, whatever we studied in the character set, it may be letter, it may be digit, it may be special symbol or anything, that if you enclose within the single quote like this, then that will be treated as character constant by C compiler. So here some examples are given. Alphabets are there, digit is enclosed single character, equal to, then percentage and star, these are the symbols. Even you can enclose space also, and there are certain special characters which are beginning with backslash, that is slash n and slash 0. Slash n is nothing but the new line character, and backslash 0 is nothing but the null character. So like this, these are the character constants, and the speciality of this character constant is nothing but it represents an integer value or ASCII code. So the ASCII code is nothing but the integer value defined for every character, and this ASCII is nothing but American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So at the worldwide standard level, every character is having one standard code that is called as ASCII code, and it is always a decimal integer value. And whenever you are entering any character through your keyboard, actually its ASCII code or that its integer value is getting stored into the memory, and that is only processed. String constant. So now string constant is nothing but any number of characters or a set of characters enclosed within double quotes, that is known as a string constant. In case of character constant, we have seen that the character is enclosed within single quote, while here the string constant is enclosed within double quotes. In case of character constant, single character, only one character, but here any number of characters from 1 to n, any number of characters including any type of digits or character letters or symbols. For example, here enter a number, so here enter a number, these are the alphabets, in between spaces are there, colon symbol is there, so enclosed in double quote, it is a string constant. Backslash n within double quote, string constant. Sum is equal to percentage d, string constant. Double quote a, string constant. The speciality of string constant is nothing but it is terminated by a special character known as null character. Terminated means what? Every string is ending with, means the last character is null character. But now this last character in the examples on the left side, the last character is not, that is null character is not indicated there. Why? Because it is a slash 0 and it is hidden or invisible. So you cannot see on the screen on this null character or backslash 0 character, but it is stored in the memory. So in the memory, the string constants, for example, sum is equal to percentage d, this is a string constant, it is stored as sum is equal to percentage d backslash 0. So here this string is terminating or ending with this backslash 0, that is with the red color it is indicated, and that is the meaning of the string constant is terminated by a special character, null character, and that is backslash 0. Another example, suppose a. So a is enclosed within double quotes, that is a string constant, and it will be stored in the memory as a backslash 0, that is a null character. So in this way every string is terminating with a null character, that is backslash 0, and whenever you will handle the program or you will write the program to handle the string type of data or string manipulation, then at that time you will require this type of speciality of a string constant, that is every string is terminating with a slash 0, that is null character. The next token is a string. Just we have studied that a set of any number of characters is known as a string, for example. So all these are the strings considered by the C compiler. The fifth token is operators. So whenever you are performing basic operations on data, it may be integer data, it may be floating point data. So certain characters are there. There are 6 types of operators, and the operator symbol that represents operation to be performed on operands. So it is a symbol. Operator is nothing but a symbol, and this symbol is representing operation, and this operation will be performed on certain data, and that is nothing but operands. What do you mean by operands? Now the variables or constants or any data on which operation is performed are known as operands. So whenever you are performing operation, definitely some data, some variables are participating in, and that are called as operands. Let us see the example. Sum is equal to NO1 plus NO2. So here sum, then equal to, then NO1, then plus, and 10. So here which are the operations and which are the operands, let us see. So here sum, NO1 and 10, these are operands because these three entities are participating in the operations. So sum is a variable, NO1 is a variable, and 10 is a constant, while this blue color symbols equal to and plus, these are the operators. They are performing the operations. First of all, the addition operation is performed using plus symbol, that is NO1 will be added with 10. The whatever the result is generated, that will be assigned or stored into some variable. So these are the two operations, and like this whenever you are performing any operation through any mathematical expression, you will require operator and operands. Now let us see which are various operators in C. So these are the 6 types of operators in C. The first category is arithmetic operators. These are used for performing arithmetic or mathematical operations, that is plus for addition, minus for subtraction, asterisk or star for multiplication, forward slash for division, and this percentage symbol is called as a modulus, which is used to calculate or find out the remainder from a division. Then unary operators, these operators are operating on single operand, that's why they are known as unary operators. And these are the first is a negation operator, which is used to change sign of operand, that is plus to minus or minus to plus. Then this plus plus is called as increment operator, which is used to increment the value by 1. Minus minus is called as decrement operator, which is used to decrement the value of variable by 1. Size of is the operator which is used to find out the size of data type or the variable in terms of bytes. Third category is assignment operator. This is the assignment operator. In mathematics we are calling it equal to, and but here in C language it is called as assignment. It is used to assign certain value to the variable, or it is used to store certain value in the variable. Now this assignment operator along with this above arithmetic operators are combinedly called as additional assignment operators. For example, plus equal to, minus equal to, asterisk is equal to, slash equal to, and mod equal to. And these are performing first arithmetic operations are performed, and then assignment operations are performed. We will see these details of these all operators in another video, that is types of operators in C, afterwards. Next is relational operators, less than equal to, greater than equal to, not equal to. So all these operators are used for comparison, and it will compare two data item values, and the result will be either true or false. And these are used to build a logical expression or a condition or a criteria to decide or to do the decision making. So in decision making, these operators are useful, and the result is always true or false. Logical operators, the first is called as logical OR, the second is logical and third is logical NOT. And these logical operators are also used to build a condition or a criteria or a logical expression for decision making. Next is conditional operators. These are also used for decision making, that is if the true part is there, question mark is used, and for false part the colon is used. They are used combinedly, and again the details we will see in the another video. Bitwise operators, this first is called as logical OR, then logical AND, then this is first is bitwise OR, second is bitwise AND, then bitwise XOR, then bitwise complement, then shift left, shift right. So these are the bitwise operators because they are operating on bits rather than the decimal number. So whatever the number or constant or the value of variable, that is first of all converted into binary, and the binary digits, that is ones and zeros. So these operators are operating on that ones and zeros, that are binary digits, or in short bit, and that's why they are known as bitwise operators. So these are the 6 types of operators that symbols you can use for various operations in your C program. Next, the last token of C is special symbols. I already explained the sum of the symbols, and here this is a table which gives you the all symbols which are available on your keyboard, and you can make the use of it for writing your C program. Now let us see another concept, that is a variable. What do you mean by variable? Because in my previous explanation, I many times I told you that variable. What is that variable? So variable is a user defined element that represents a memory location to store a value. So whenever you are storing a value in the memory, every memory is having certain memory location called as address, and it is named with certain entity that is called as a variable. So variable is representing a memory location of a value in the memory. This location can contain integer or float or character type of value. So any type of value can be stored in the memory location at the memory location, that is in the variable. The value of variable may vary during the program execution. So variable means what? Not fixed. So it is not fixed in nature, or it is it is not fixed in nature, it is dynamic in nature, that is variable in nature, and that's why it is called as a variable. Means throughout the program the value of variable may get changed. So variable name should follow the rules of identifier, and what are the 4 rules we have studied, that should be followed. Again I will repeat here: maximum 35 characters long, only letter digit underscore characters are allowed, other special characters are not allowed except underscore, and keyboards are not allowed as a variable name. So these are the 4 rules which are the rules for identifier. The same rule is applicable for the variable name also. So let us have some examples of variable names. For example, x, count, sum, sub1, sub2, avg, no1, no2, factorial, I, acc underscore no, roll underscore no, anti underscore rate, etc. Whenever you want to use 2 separate words as variable name, so I recommend to use underscore in between instead of space. So in another way, that is whenever you want to use space in your variable name, use underscore, and because the space is not allowed for the variable name. So like this, this is about the variable, and you will require variables in your program. Then another important concept which is required for a C program is data types. Data type means what? It is the type of data which is stored in variable. So just we have said what do we mean by variable, that is we are storing a value at the particular memory location, but that value, that is nothing but a data. What type of data? So there are different types, and that type is nothing but data type. So which are these data types? So these are the 4 basic data types in C, and these are also called as primary data types, or basic data types, or built-in data types: int, float, double, char. So int data type, it is used for integer number or integer values with sign that is positive or negative. The memory required for integer data type is 2 bytes, and the data range is, that is minimum 32,768 to maximum 32,000, that is plus 32,767. So this is the range of int, and whenever you want to use the data within this range, you can use int data type. Second is float data type, the small range of real numbers or floating point number. So it occupies 4 bytes of memory, and its data range is minus 3.4 into 10 raised to plus 38 to plus 3.4 into 10 raised to plus 38. So this is the range of floating point values, that is you can use float data for this data range. Third is double data type, and it is somewhat larger real numbers range, that is if your number is not within the range of float data type, then you can go for double data type, and for that it occupies 8 bytes of memory, and you can see here a very large range is there, minus 1.7 into 10 raised to 308 to 1.7 into 2 raised to plus 308. So this is the range of double, that is the double precision real number or double precision floating point value. And the fourth is basic data type is char, that is a character. It is used to store a single character, and it occupies 1 byte of memory, and the range is minus 128 to 127. So though it is a character, then why the range is in numerical? Because I already told you in the character set, that is every character, that is in the character constant we have seen, every character is represented by integer value, and that is this integer range minus 128 to 127. So these are the basic 4 data types. Apart from that, there are certain data types also, that is for int the higher range data type is long int, and you can go for that also. And let us go for now next concept, declaration of variable. So in a C program you will require to declare the variables. Now what is that? You will require the variable declaration, means variable and data types, and that is nothing but the declaration. So declaration to compiler about variables to be used in a program. So whenever you are using various variables in a program, compiler should know it, what type of variables you are going to use, means what are their names and what are their data types, and that is nothing but the declaration. So this is the syntax of variable declaration. First of all, you have to mention data type, then the list of variables separated by comma, variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, and so on, n number of variables you can declare, and ending with semicolon. Let us have some examples. For example, I want to declare the variables of integer type. I will declare like this. Suppose n1, n2, n3, these are the integer type of variables declared here as int, then space n1 comma n2 comma n3 semicolon. What it indicates? It indicates that n1 and n1, n2, n3, these are the variable names of integer type, means they are going to represent integer values. Char ch. So here ch is a variable which represents character type value, single character. Third example is balance and avg. These are the variables of the type float, means these variables are going to represent floating point value. Then long int fact. So here fact is of the long int, that is I already told you that basic data type is int, or for longer range you can attach long keyword and long int fact. Double distance. So distance is a variable and it is of double data type. And next is another qualifier that is used, unsigned int, that is unsigned means without sign. Generally integers are with sign, that is plus or minus, but if you want to use only positive integer, then you can use this unsigned keyword also, and unsigned int roll number, because the roll number of students are always positive, and that's why you can use this unsigned int. And here the variable will store only or represent only positive integers. The next is concept which is required, basic concept or basics of the C language is the header file. What do you mean by header file? The files which are included at the head part of C program are known as header files. So when a header part means what? The beginning of your program, beginning part of your program, that is called as heading part, and the files are included, they are specified there, and they are called as header files, and hence their extension is .h. These files are also known as library files. So what do you mean by library files? Because here let us see the necessity. All library functions are defined in various header files. So whenever you are writing a C language program, so it is nothing but a sequence of various C functions. So for input operation you will require one function, for output operation you will require another function, for any mathematical operation you may require another function. So like this there are around 400 to 500 such type of functions, and the use library is there, and hence they are called as the library functions, and these library functions are defined in various header files. For example, the all mathematical type of functions are defined in one mathematical header file, all character type functions are defined in one character type of header file, or input output functions are defined in one standard input output file, and so on. So most of the C operations are performed using this C function. So C is a function oriented language, and most of the operations are in terms of C functions, and whenever you are using these C functions in your C program, its definition is required to access by the compiler. So only function name is specified, but its complete definition, that is complete task assigned to that function, is not available in your program. It is available in header file, and that header file should be known to the compiler, and that's why its reference is given in your header part of your program. Okay, and that is using this syntax, hash include in the triangular bracket header file name. and here this hash include is the statement, and here header file, you have to write the header file name with .h extension within the triangular bracket, and then the compiler will search this header file for the definition of the C function which you have used in your program. So all these concepts we are going to study in next video, that is how to write a C program, and at that time you will better understand this concept of header file. Let us look at some names of the header files and the functions in it. First is stdio.h, which is the most useful header file in a C program. Almost every C program is having this header file. It is standard input output header file. All the functions which are defined for input output operations are available in this header file: scanf, printf, getchar, putchar, getas and puts, etc. And like this, so many 22, 25 functions are available. Next is conai.h, which is nothing but console input output header. Console means it is a combination of standard input and output device, and the functions related to console are clear screen, getcs, getche, etc. Then one more popular header file is string.h, that is string manipulation header file, and just we have seen what do we mean by string and string constant. And whenever you want to perform operations on string, you will require some string functions such as string length, string copy, string compare, string reverse, string cat, string upper, string lower, etc. And all these functions are defined in string.h header file. Next is important header file math.h, which is mathematical function header file, and all mathematical functions such as square root, power, logarithm, sine, cos, tan, etc. are defined in math.h header file. One more header file is ctype.h. C stands for character type functions. Whenever you want to perform operation on single character, the such function, the library function is available, such as 2 ASCII, 2 lower, 2 upper, 2 digit, is alpha, etc. So all these are the only 5 examples of header files and few functions within that, and like this around 25 to 30 header files are there in C, and total functions are also around 400 to 500. So all these functions you should know, and for that you should go through the library of all the library functions and their header files. Another thing is required in your C program, that is comment. What is comment? It is a remark or a note written in a C program to indicate operation or information or title. So whenever you are writing a program, so for what purpose you are writing a program, you may give the title. Within a program, suppose you are writing some part of code, and that part of code or that segment of code, what type of operation it is performing, you can indicate the information about that. Or a specific statement, specific line of statement is performing what type of operation, you can indicate the operation in terms of formats. For example, here the syntax is like this, that these are the red color symbols you have to use. Initially this is / star, and at the end star /, and in between you can type your comment line, any characters you can write, that will be accepted as a simple text, and this comment will be skipped by the compiler. The C compiler will not read your comment if it is included within / star and /. Be careful to use /, not to use \. Some examples of comment: for example, I am giving the title of the program to find sum of 2 numbers. So like this, within these 2 symbols that are called as delimiters, / star and /, they are called as delimiters. Within these delimiters you have to include your comment. Second example, declaration of variable. Suppose now in your program I am going to declare the variables, I will give the comment declaration. And accept 2 numbers, suppose I am using input operation, that you can write there accept 2 numbers as a comment for understanding. I am displaying sum, I may give the comment display sum, and I am writing the main program, I will write the comment main program, like this. So these are the some examples of comment, and in this way you can have the comment in your C program. You may ask that if the compiler skips the comments, then why it is required in a C program, why not to skip it? So these comments are not required for the compiler, it is required for the user or the programmer who writes the program or who reads others programs. So whenever you are referring others program, and if the comments are included in that program, it is easy to understand the logic of the program, it is easy to understand how the problem is solved in terms of C program. and that's why these comments are very useful to understand the concept or the logic of the program and what is the sequence of program solution for the programmer. So this was about basics of C programming. Let us hope you understood the basics of C programming which are required to write a C program. Thank you for watching my video.